On the evening of March 2nd, Tamara Fuentes of Greeley, Colorado, left the parents' meeting at her children's school and began her drive home. Earlier in the day, she had sent this video cell phone message to her husband Dan and her kids, Daniel and Amara.
Hi guys, it's Mom. I love you guys. I miss you, my babies. Kisses. Be good to Dad. Dad, I love you. Bye.
On the same evening, authorities say Matthew Campbell was driving his pickup truck at breakneck speed along a nearby highway.
Matthew Campbell was traveling approximately 90 miles an hour on Interstate 85 and was talking on a cell phone to a friend of his.
Cops say that earlier the same day, Campbell told his brother that he was going to kill himself by driving his truck off a cliff or into something.
I don't understand it to this day. I still don't understand it.
Dan and Tamara met in 1998. He was a 33-year-old chain store manager. She was his 17-year-old employee. At first, their age difference troubled Tamara's protective uncle, Dan Valdez.
When I found out that she was dating Dan, I was not very happy about it. Not at all.
Tamara's mom, Peggy Stanley, had just one question for Dan.
I asked him what his intentions were with my daughter, and he told me he wanted to make her very happy, and he totally succeeded in doing that.
It was something that I knew that was inevitable. I was going to be with her no matter what, and that's the way it was.
Motherhood didn't change Tamara's ambitious nature. When she was only 14, Tamara and her cousin, Jeanette Garcia, entered the Miss Teen Colorado pageant.
It was more about just having fun, and that's exactly what we both went out there to do. And she took the title. She had more fun than she anticipated.
She knew exactly what she wanted. She knew exactly what she wanted, and when she wanted it, she'd go after it.
Tamara wanted to be a singer, and she had recorded a demo CD of her own songs.
That was actually her ultimate dream goal.
But Tamara also had more practical career goals.
She wanted to be a teacher. She wanted to be a child psychologist. She had a lot of aspirations, a lot of goals.
Cops say Matthew Campbell was hitting cross streets at 90 miles an hour. Friends believe his life was falling down. Whatever his hopes and dreams once were, they were gone. Matthew Campbell worked as a welder. Police say he had been arrested twice for domestic violence and child abuse, but was never charged. He had been under stress. He told his friend on the cell phone he was speeding toward another red light and saw a car approaching. The driver, a mother of two, Tamara Fuentes. Campbell told his friend, "It's all over." Tamara Fuentes' promising life had literally collided with Matthew Campbell's troubled one. For Tamara and her family, the consequences were tragic. When Tamara failed to return from the parents' meeting, Dan grew concerned.
I kept calling her, and I wasn't getting an answer. It had been over 2 hours now, and I was starting to panic.
When cops arrived at his door, Dan still held out hope.
Right away, I wanted to know where she was, and I wanted to go to her, and they said I couldn't. I said, why? And they told me she didn't make it.
Tamara's terrible, untimely death devastated Dan and her entire family.
The worst news that I could receive in this lifetime.
I relived it every night, every single night since this has happened.
But her family's grief was magnified beyond comprehension when they heard from authorities that Tamara's fatal crash was no accident. Police said she was the innocent victim of a death-wish driver who didn't care who he took with him, a suicidal driver who survived the high-speed collision.
He hit the car with his red pickup truck, which had a welding unit on the back, which gave the pickup truck approximately 9,000-pound weight.
Cops say Matthew Campbell fled the crash scene, but was cornered hours later at this convenience store. Authorities claim Campbell wheeled and pointed his black wallet at the cops.
The police did not shoot, and Mr. Campbell said, just kill me.
Campbell, who was not intoxicated, was charged with first-degree murder.
This person was looking to do harm and saw a car come and aimed at that car.
You know what? Every time the wind blows through windows, that's mommy's blowing you kisses.
Now Dan Fuentes must live without Tamara by his side. But Dan says Tamara will always be with him.
She gives me the strength to go on. She gives me the strength. I still make decisions based on how I think she would feel, or what she would think, especially when it comes to my kids and our life, our future.
Matthew Campbell is due for arraignment June 7th and has not yet pled. If convicted, he faces life without parole.